Judge. Mr. Howell told me he might still be under Lauren and David.
Got it.
Good morning.
All right, and we've got a couple of people here in person. I have navigated the Zoom technology enough so that we'll be able to get these folks on camera so everybody can see them once it's their turn. We've got everybody we need. All right, we've got Mr. Brown, Feinstein. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody in and we'll get started. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the arraignment calendar. My name is Eric Richardson. I'm your judge. I will preside over the arraignment calendar this morning and also over all future proceedings, if any, of your case. We're proceeding by Zoom today, and we have some people in the courtroom in person. So we've got a lot of people connected and a lot of people who have to hear and will have to speak. So I'm going to ask everyone in advance who's on Zoom, please mute your devices so that we can minimize background noise and other distractions. When it is your turn to speak, you can go ahead and take yourself off mute and make sure that the volume, that your video is turned down so I can see you. We have several other people at the Zoom hearing today. We have court personnel, including my case manager, Ms. Daniels. We have the state's attorneys who prosecute these cases. We also have the public defenders who represent you. If you wish to have an attorney, cannot afford to hire one, and qualify for their services. Those of you who have received notice to appear today have been charged with a misdemeanor. Generally, misdemeanors in Georgia carry a penalty of not more than 1 year in jail and not more than a $1,000 fine. The arraignment calendar is the stage of the proceedings where you will be asked to make some decisions about your case. Before we begin this process, I need to inform you that each of you has certain important rights that I want you to remember. First and most important, you are presumed innocent, and you are innocent in this court until you plead guilty or you go to trial, and upon hearing proper evidence, the trier of fact finds you guilty. You have a right to a trial by jury. At a trial, the state would have to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have legal counsel present with you at all stages of the proceedings, including today. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney and you qualify for one, I will appoint an attorney to represent you. In a few moments, I will call the calendar. When I call your name, just let me know you're here, and then we'll hear from the state's attorney regarding the status of your case. And you'll hear what the charges are. Then you will have some choices about what you would like to do with your case. You have basically three choices. I'm going to tell you what they are, and then I'm going to describe them to you in a little bit more detail. First choice, ask for a public defender. Second choice, plead not guilty. Third choice, plead guilty or no contest. Now let's talk about each of those. If you ask for a public defender, you will need to fill out an application to see if you qualify for those services. So when you ask for a public defender, I'm going to ask you to place in the chat box on Zoom your name, email address, and telephone number, so the public defender can get in contact with you and send you an application by email. You must fill out the application and return it to the public defender either by email or in person before we can go on with the process of getting you appointed. You have to qualify, and you don't automatically qualify just because you ask for one. But once you have qualified, the public defender will represent you in court and can negotiate on your behalf. If you ask for a public defender today, we will treat it as a not guilty plea until you've had an opportunity to speak with the public defender and make a further decision about your case. That's option one. Option two is to plead not guilty. If you plead not guilty, your case will be reset to a pretrial status conference to make sure that the case is ready for trial and to see if there are any options left to resolve the case by a plea or some sort of other disposition. If you plead not guilty, you have the option to represent yourself, or you have the option to hire an attorney. You also have the option to negotiate with the state's attorney to see what type of sentence recommendation she will make if you agree to some type of guilty, no contest plea, or some type of pretrial intervention. But please understand that if you represent yourself and you speak with the solicitor about your case, nothing you say is privileged. That means anything you say to the solicitor about your case and what happened could conceivably be used against you at a future trial if you're unable to reach an agreement on a resolution to the case. That's option two, pleading not guilty. Option three is to plead guilty or no contest. If you plead guilty, that means that you admit to the charges. If you plead not guilty, you don't admit to the charges, but you're making a statement that you're not going to contest it. If you want to enter a guilty or a nolo plea, there is paperwork that you'll need to fill out, and you'll need to be in contact with the solicitor assigned to your case. We'll get information from you, name, email address, and telephone number, and the solicitor will be in contact with you to send you paperwork that needs to be done, and we can take a plea at a future date, either over Zoom or in person. So again, your three choices: ask for a public defender, plead not guilty, or plead guilty or nolo. I'm going to begin calling the calendar now. Position one, Tony Rice. We have Tony Rice. Position two, Stephen Morris.
Your Honor, it looks like Tony Rice may be on the line under Santonio Wright. Looks like someone's waving their hands. Maybe not. I apologize.
All right, still haven't heard anything from Tony Rice. Let's hear Stephen Morris. Stephen Morris. No response. Position three, Alvin Jones. Alvin Jones. No response. Position four, Shantana Jackson. Shantana Jackson. No response. Position five, Kiera Sanders. I believe Ms. Sanders is on. I see you, Ms. Sanders. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, Ms. Sanders. All right, Ms. Sanders, we're going to hear from the solicitor regarding the status of your case and your charges.
Your Honor, this is case 20 CR 005880F. Sanders has been charged with battery, substantial physical harm, simple battery, cruelty to children in the third degree,
What about
and
it?
criminal trespass for an incident that occurred on September 8th, 2019. Discovery was filed in this case on June 16th, 2021, and I've not had any contact with the defendant.
All right, Ms. Sanders, how would you like to proceed with your case?
Not guilty.
All right,
Not guilty.
all right, not guilty. Entered that as a plea. And are you intending to represent yourself, hire a
I have,
private attorney, or do you want to see if you qualify for a public defender?
I have a private attorney.
Have a private attorney. All right, so we're going to reset this case to a pretrial status calendar. Please make sure your attorney files an entry of appearance in this case so that the attorney can get notice. You'll get notice of the future date.
Don't wait.
Can I ask one question about those charges? Because the paper I received, it was only battery causing bodily injury. I didn't see anything about the other charges like the child cruelty, the trespassing. I didn't see those.
Those are the current charges. They, sometimes charges get amended, sometimes charges can get added after arrest. That's something that, would need to be a conversation with the solicitor's office and probably most likely through your attorney.
Okay.
Just make sure your attorney files an entry of appearance. You'll get notice. You'll get notice in the next few weeks of your status calendar. And we'll go from there. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
All right, you're free to go, Ms. Sanders. Position 6, Kasim Smith. Kasim Smith,
Hold on. I ain't getting nobody.
no answer. Position 7, McKeevy Alexander. See McKeevy Alexander on the, as a participant. Where are you, McKeevy Alexander? Can you wave for me?
No, please.
McKeevy Alexander, your camera is not on. We need to turn your camera on so we can see you.
Man, look, we don't got too far to go.
All right. TV Alexander, we're going to come back to you. All right, position 8, Thomas Ouellette. Thomas Ouellette. No response. Position 9, Christina Negrete.
My name.
Negrete. No answer.
Judge, on position 8, arraignment was waived, position 8.
All right, we've got Mr. Alexander on the video. Good morning, Mr. Alexander.
How you doing, sir?
All right, Mr. Alexander, we're going to hear from the solicitor regarding your charges and the status.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, this is case number 20 CR 005-913F. The defendant is charged with simple assault, family violence, theft by taking misdemeanor with an offense date of August 24th, 2018. Discovery was filed June 16th, 2021, and I haven't had any contact with the defendant, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Alexander, how would you like to proceed with your case?
I don't plead not guilty.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you clearly.
Not guilty.
All right, not guilty. And are you planning to represent yourself? Do you want to hire a lawyer, or do you want to see if you qualify for a public defender?
I'm qualified for a public defender.
All right. Mr. Alexander, you have an email address?
Yes, sir.
All right, can you give your email address and telephone number for a public defender to contact you?
Yes. I can get it right now.
Yes, sir.
McKeevy@gmail.com. It's my first name and my last initial at gmail.com. My number is 404-437-1300.
Ms. Bronstein, you have that?
Yes, I do. It's mckeviea@gmail.com.
McKeevy8@gmail.com. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. I'll send you an application.
All right, so the public defender, Ms. Bronstein, is going to send you an application. Please be on the lookout for that and complete that and return that. And she will talk to you about the case, how to proceed, and then you can go from there. The case will be reset to a status conference in the future. So make sure you stay in touch with Ms. Bronstein about your case.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions for me before we let you go?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. You're free to go.
All right, thank you.
Let's go to position 10, Kiwan Tucker.
Exactly.
Kiwan Tucker.
And Your Honor, just to let the court know, the state is in the process of attempting to transfer this matter to Superior Court. Mr. Tucker has a Superior Court case pending from the same incident and occurrence.
All right.
And Mr. Tucker, per his fiance, is in the Douglas County Jail.
All right. All right, position 11, Miari Mims. All right, I see you there. Good morning. All right. Ms. Mims, we're going to hear from the solicitor regarding your charges and status.
Your Honor, this is case 20 CR 006-022F. Ms. Mims has been charged with criminal trespass, family violence, and simple battery family violence for an incident that occurred on November 23rd, 2019. Discovery was filed in this matter on June 16th, 2021, and I've had no contact with the defendant.
All right, Ms. Mims, how would you like to proceed with your case?
Not guilty.
All right. And do you want to represent yourself in this case? You want to hire an attorney, or you want to see if you qualify for a public defender?
If I qualify for a public defender.
All right. You know how to use the chat button?
Yes.
All right. If you could put in chat your name, phone number, and email address for the public defender to get you an application.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. So that's M.IARII1.
Yes, at iCloud.com.
All right. All right, so public defender that you'll be working with on this case is Attorney David Howell. Also on the Zoom call, so look for an email from him. I believe his contact information is up higher in the chat. If you want to take down his phone number and email address. That is there for you if you wish to have it. Make sure you get that application filled out and returned to him, and make sure you stay in touch with him about your case. The case is going to be reset to a future status conference.
Okay, thank you.
You have any other questions before we let you go?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. You're free to go. Position 12, Sydney Hepburn.
The
Sydney,
solicitor has requested this file be transferred to Judge Morrison.
position 13, Tamira Barnes.
Your Honor, this matter was transferred and approved to the DA's office on June 15th.
Position 14, Akira Goodman. Akira Goodman. All right. No answer. Position 15, Michael McDonald.
Present.
All right, good morning, Mr. McDonald. We're going to hear from the solicitor about the charges in your case.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt. Attorney Jill Stallman here for Mr. McDonald.
All right, good morning, Ms.
Good
Stallman.
morning, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. The state has been in communication with the defense, and this case is going to be in our diversion program.
That's correct, Your Honor. We can waive arraignment this morning, plead not guilty, pending completing the case and diversion.
All right, and Stallman, have you filed an appearance?
Your Honor,
I'm sorry?
I believe I have.
All right, it's not just not showing up on our record yet. All right. All right, very good. Keep it track through diversion. I look forward to seeing a no cross. McDonald and Ms. Stallman, y'all are free to go.
Thank you.
Position 16, Kirsten Franklin. Kirsten Franklin. No response. Position 17, Hannibal Jackson. Hannibal Jackson. No response. Position 18, Brandy Taliaferro. Brandy Taliaferro. No answer. Position 19, Michaela Warren.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Warren, we're going to hear from the solicitor about the charge in your case.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor, this is case 21 CR 0000060F. Defendant has been charged with simple battery with an incident date of November 4th, 2019. Discovery was filed on June 16th, 2021, and I've had no contact with the defendant.
All right, Ms. Warren, can you turn your camera on for me?
I don't know. Hold on. Yes, sir.
All right, I need to see your face.
Oh, my face. Okay.
There we go. All right. Well, Ms. Warren, how do you wish to proceed with your case?
I haven't really spoken to anyone about my case. Nobody has got back to me. I don't really know what direction to go in about the case. It was in 2019, so.
All right, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
I would like legal advice, yes.
All right, you want to apply, see if you qualify for a public defender?
I believe so, but like I said, no one has spoken to me about it. So
Why don't we start with the process of the application for public defender? If you do qualify for a public defender, the public defender can reach out to the solicitor and on your behalf and talk about the charges and see how they can be resolved. But you'll have to go through the application process first.
yes, sir.
All right, so what I need you to do is to type in the chat box your name, email address, and telephone number so that the public defender can send you an application.
Okay, I'm doing that right now.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead to number 20, Shinlevia Barber. No answer. All right, Ms. Warren, I see your information in the chat box. So you're going to be the public defender who you're going to be dealing with on this case is David Howell. He's also here on the Zoom call. So he's going to send you an email with the application. Please make sure that you complete that application and return that to him and keep in touch with him regarding your case. His email address and his phone number, Mr. Howell, is in the chat box a little bit above you.
Should I be looking for a rescheduled date for the court date, or?
You will get notice of a rescheduled date, and if you do complete the application for public defender and you qualify, Mr. Howell will be here and represent you during that next hearing.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have any questions for me before we let you go?
No, sir. I'll fill out the application and go from there.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Warren. You are free to go.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have position 21, LaWayne Brown. Come on up and sit at the table there. Yes, and chair in front of that microphone and that computer screen. That's not turned the right way. Let me see if I can. I'm going to do some technical stuff here. Let's see. Other one. I'm going to try that one now. See if I can turn that one on. Yep, that one works. I'll just slide over to the defendant side. All right, Mr. Brown is sitting in the chair under with the name SCO 3C defendant. All right, Mr. Brown, we're gonna ask the solicitor to talk to you about the charge and give us the status of the case.
Yes, Your Honor. This is LaWayne Brown, case number 21 CR 000111F. The defendant is charged with simple battery family violence with an offense date of October 6, 2019. Discovery was filed June 16th, 2021, and I haven't had any contact with the defendant.
All right, Mr. Brown, how do you want to proceed with your case? All right, let's see if he qualifies for a public defender. I have his contact information. So let me go ahead and type that in for you. Is that 678-914-2898? All right. All right, so the public defender who you'll be dealing with in this case is Emily Bronstein. I'm going to give you her contact information. Look for an email communication from Ms. Bronstein with the application. Please make sure you fill out that application and get that back to her so that she can qualify to represent her. And make sure you stay in touch with Ms. Bronstein about the status of your case. It'll be reset to a future status conference and you'll get notice through the mail. You have any questions before we let you go?
Do they have email or mail?
Got the courts, the court communications will go through the regular mail, just like you got the notice to appear today. Ms. Daniels, can you check what address you have for Mr. Brown?
He has Tree Hills Parkway and Stone Mountain.
203?
Yes.
That's the correct address?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have no other questions? You're free to go, sir. Thank you. All right. Next, we have position 22, Desiree Davis. Desiree Davis. No answer. Position 23, Carlton Turner. Carlton Turner. No answer. Position 24, Jerry Westmoreland.
Your Honor, David Howell, Mr. Westmoreland has indicated in the chat that he would like to apply for a public defender. We're going to enter a not guilty plea. I've already collected his information. They sent it to me privately in a message. So if we could just reset for status in 60 days or so, that should give us enough time to start working on it.
All right, the case will be reset for a status conference.
Very good.
Westmoreland, you are free to go. Just make sure you stay in contact with Mr. Howell.
And I've already sent y'all the application.
All right. Position 25, Donovan Medley. Donovan Medley. No answer. Position 26, Kiera Pommels.
Yes, I'm here, Judge.
All right, good morning, Ms. Pommels. We're going to hear from the solicitor about the charges in your case.
Yes, Your Honor. This is case number 21 CR 000283. The defendant is charged with simple battery and theft by taking misdemeanor with an offense date of August 27th, 2019. Discovery was filed June 16th, 2021, and I haven't had any contact with the defendant.
All right, Ms. Pommels, how do you want to proceed with your case?
I didn't realize I was still being charged for this case. I thought I was being charged for something else because I'm not guilty.
All right, so you wish to plead not guilty. And are you going to represent yourself? You want to look into hiring an
I
attorney?
want to plead not guilty, but what is it? No context. Like, I mean, I will take a plea, but I didn't do it.
So do you?
I was beat up. I was beat up in that situation, and I was a victim. And I was trying to flee the situation, and he was upset with me because he wanted me to sit with him and be with him, and I was false.
I've muted you, ma'am, because you got to stop talking. I can't have you saying stuff that could incriminate you if this goes to trial. I have a simple question to ask you, and I want you to focus on my question, if you would, please. So go ahead and unmute yourself and wait for my question.
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you interested in having an attorney, or do you want to try and resolve this representing yourself?
I think I might need a public defender or attorney. Yes.
All right. So what I need you to do is I need you to type your name, email address, and telephone number in the chat box so that the public defender can send you an application.
I already have.
All right.
She sent it
I was
to
the first one. Do I have to send it again?
She sent it to Mr. Howell. Mr. Howell forwarded me the information, so I do have it.
All right. So you have her contact information, Ms. Bronstein?
Yes, Mr. Howell sent it to me.
All right. All right, Ms. Bronstein, they have your information. Mr. Ms. Bronstein is going to send you an application. She'll talk to you about the case and about how to resolve it. Make sure you get that application back so that the public defender can fully help you get this resolved. And this case will be reset. If it can't be resolved before then, it'll be reset to another status conference within the next few weeks, and you'll get notice of that. But just stay in touch with Ms. Bronstein.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions? Let you go.
No, thank you.
All right. All right, position 27, Allison Saylor. Allison Saylor. No answer.
Your Honor, I just want to let the court know that the victim in this matter, Adam Killian, and his attorney, David Zagora, are on the line this morning.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
You have no response. You're welcome to stay until the end of the calendar to see if Ms. Saylor makes an appearance. Otherwise, the case will be reset.
Okay, thank you.
All right, position 28, Santonio Wright. Santonio Wright. No answer. Position 29, David Tatum.
Present, Your Honor.
All right. Tatum, let's hear from the state regarding the charge in your case.
Yes, Your Honor. This is case number 21 CR 000305F. The defendant is charged with public indecency with an offense date of August 21st, 2019. Discovery was filed June 16th, 2021, and I haven't had any contact with the defendant.
All right, Mr. Tatum, how do you want to proceed with your case?
I'd like to apply for a public defender, or if I'm not eligible, an attorney, so I could contact the solicitor and see how to resolve it.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry. I just realized I was on position 28. This is actually case number 21 CR 000307F. The defendant is charged with reckless conduct with an offense date of December 31st, 2019. Discovery was filed June 16th, 2021, and I haven't had any contact with the defendant.
All right.
Sorry about that.
All right, we got that correct. All right. So, Mr. Tatum, for the public defender, I'm going to need you to put your name, email address, phone number in the chat box so that the public defender can send you an application.
Okay.
All right, Tatum, we've got your email and phone number in the chat box. The public defender who will be dealing with you on this case is Attorney David Howell. He's also on the Zoom. So look for a communication with Mr. Howell. With
Your Honor, is this Mr. Tatum?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's right. I've
Okay.
got the wrong case number. That's Ms. Bronstein. So Ms. Bronstein has put her contact information in the chat box above yours. Just take down that information, make sure you stay in contact with Ms. Bronstein and get that application back to her. It will be reset to a status conference in the next few weeks. Tatum, you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Once you've got the information you need, you're free to go.
All right, thank you.
Position 30, Nicholas Glover. Nicholas Glover. Response. Position 31, Natalie Cole. Natalie Cole. No answer. Position 32, Angelina Reyes. Angelina Reyes. No answer. Position 33, Paulette Brookins. Paulette Brookins. No answer. Position 34, Dominic Camargo.
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, Mr. Camargo. I'm going to hear
Good morning,
from
Your Honor.
the solicitor about the charge in your case.
Yes, Your Honor. This is case number 21 CR 000379F. The defendant is charged with disorderly conduct with an offense date of August 23rd, 2019. Discovery was filed June 16th, 2021. Mr. Camargo has emailed me some documentation that he wanted me to review. I'm not sure if he wants to be represented or not, though, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Camargo, it sounds like you're trying to resolve the case. Do you want to have an attorney or do you want to represent yourself?
No, I'd like to enter a plea this morning, sir.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to do that this morning. There's some paperwork that will need to be filled out before I can take your plea. So if you want to continue to have discussions with Ms. Salette about your plea, she'll send you plea information and tell you what the recommended sentence is, and we can set you on a calendar for a future date to take your plea over Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So just make sure you stay in touch with Ms. Salette. Ms. Salette, you have his information?
And yes, Your Honor, I'll email Mr. Camargo about a plea and the plea paperwork and everything.
All right. We'll see you shortly for a plea date. Do you have any questions before we let you go?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. You're free to go, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Next, we have position 35, Aria Womack. She is here in the courtroom, so she's coming up to the defendant's chair now. All right. Good morning, Ms. Womack. We're going to hear from the solicitor about the charges in your case. The solicitor is on the Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor. This is case number 21 CR 000391F. The defendant is charged with DUI, alcohol less safe, divided highway or controlled access road violation, headlights not turned on as required, reckless driving, DUI, alcohol per se, possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce with an offense date of July 23rd, 2019. Discovery was filed June 16th, 2021, and I haven't had any contact with the defendant.
All right. Ms. Womack, how do you want to proceed with your case?
I would like to apply for a public defender.
All right. Ms. Womack would like to apply for public defender. Have her information, which I'm going to put into the chat. I have 540-446-3948.
Correct.
All right, Ms. Womack, the attorney that will be responsible for sending you the application is Emily Bronstein. We're going to give you her contact information so that you can be in touch with her, but you should expect an email from Ms. Bronstein with a copy of the application. Please make sure you complete that and return that to her either by email or at their office, because we can't appoint her until we've gone through the application process. Phone number 404-613-1261. Give you that contact information. Please make sure you stay in touch with her. You'll get notice for a status conference within the next few weeks. And if you do qualify, Ms. Bronstein will represent you at that conference and any negotiations with the state. Do you have any questions before we let you go?
I do have one question. How do I go about updating my mailing address? I know it's wrong in the court system.
You should go down to the clerk's office downstairs and update it there in the clerk's office.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Free to go. All right, position 36, Tanya Combs. Tanya Combs. No response. Position 37, Samuel Jones. Samuel Jones.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Jones, can you turn on your camera for me, please? Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Jones, we're going to hear from the solicitor regarding the charge in your case.
Yes, Your Honor. This is case number 21 CR 000441F. The defendant is charged with simple battery with an offense date of December 21st, 2019. Discovery was filed June 16th, 2021, and I haven't had any contact with the defendant.
All right, Mr. Jones, how do you want to proceed with your case?
One plea not guilty.
And do you wish to have an attorney or you're going to represent yourself?
I wish to have an attorney.
You want to see if you qualify for public defender?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to need your name, email address, and telephone number. Put that in the chat box.
Okay.
Public defender can send you an application.
I sent it.
All right. We have that. So the public defender that would be assigned to your case is Emily Bronstein. Contact information is in the chat, a little bit above yours. You want to take that information down. She's going to send you the application. Please make sure you get that application back to her or to her office. Now we can make sure that you qualify and she'll be able to represent you before the court. You'll get a notice the next few weeks to appear for a status conference. Talk about whether your case can be resolved short of trial.
How will I receive that notice? Through the mail or email?
Through the mail.
All right, thank you.
But you'll get the application from Ms. Bronstein. That'll come through email.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you have any other questions before we let you go?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Jones, you're free to go.
All right, thank you.
It's in 38, Nicole Lee.
I'm here.
All right, good morning, Ms. Lee. Let's hear
Good morning.
the state regarding your charge.
Yes, Your Honor, this is case 21 CR 000442F. Ms. Lee has been charged with one count of simple battery with an incident date of December 21st, 2019. Discovery was filed on June 16th, 2021, and I've had no contact with the defendant.
All right, Ms. Lee, how do you want to proceed with your case?
I'm not guilty, and I would like a public defender.
I think you know the drill. We need to get your name, email address, and telephone number.
And yes, I need to update my address because I didn't receive my court date in the mail.
All right, so unfortunately, the only way we can do that is if you come down to the courthouse, to the clerk's office.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. Hold on.
Make sure you do that because the next notice is going to go to the address we have at the courthouse.
Okay.
While you're doing that, go to position 39, Andrew Johnson.
I'm done.
Andrew Johnson.
Hey, how are you?
All right, there you are, Mr. Johnson. All right, let's hear from the state regarding the charge.
Yes, Your Honor, and I believe Mr. Johnson's attorney is on as well, Michael Smith.
Yes, Your Honor. Judge Richardson, I'm here on the Zoom call as well on behalf of Andrew Johnson.
And this is case 21 CR 000484F. Mr. Johnson has been charged with reckless conduct and dog at large for an incident that occurred on August 15th, 2020.
And we plead not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, so this case will be reset to a pretrial status conference within the next few weeks. You have an opportunity in the meantime to get discovery, see if you can have any negotiation to resolve it. If you're able to resolve it before then, we can take a plea by Zoom. Let Ms. Daniels know and we'll set that down for a plea. Otherwise, we'll see you at the status conference.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, just to let
Thank you,
the
Your
court
Honor.
know as well, I had been in touch. I did speak with Mr. Smith and forwarded him the discovery that was filed on June 16th prior to his entry. If one has been, I believe he filed an entry of appearance yesterday. And I did provide a recommendation. There is some outstanding restitution issues that the state is waiting on, and I will forward that to Mr. Smith once I receive that.
All right, very good. Sounds like a case that we may be able to resolve.
We're hopeful, Your Honor. Ms. Duffer has been very helpful. Thank you.
All right, very good. All right, counsel and Mr. Johnson, you all are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's go back to Ms. Lee. Ms. Lee, we have your contact information. So look out for an email from the public defender.
Okay.
Application returned to the public defender to the office. and just keep in touch. Just keep in touch with Mr. Howell, and he will tell you what the next step is, but you'll get notice for your next hearing.
Okay, thank you.
You have any questions before we let you go?
No, sir.
You are free to-
Okay.
Position 40, Andre Fregoso Nieto.
I'm here.
All right, morning, sir.
Good morning.
Solicitor running the charge in your case.
Yes, Your Honor, this is case 21 CR 0000486F. The defendant has been charged with fighting for an incident that occurred on July 7th, 2019. Discovery was filed on June 16th, 2021, and I've had no contact with, strike that. His wife did email Ms. Franklin with our office with a phone number that I attempted to call yesterday, was unable to get through, and I did email her yesterday as well, but did not receive an email back.
All right, Mr. Fregoso, how do you want to proceed with your case?
Guilty.
You want to enter a plea? You have an email address?
Yes.
All right, can you type your email address into the chat box so Dufford knows where to put local paperwork?
Your Honor, I will reach out to him. I believe this would be a diversion case, so I will talk to him about that.
All right. All right, we have the email address. Ms. Duffer, and I think you have a phone number already.
I do have a phone number. When I called it, though, it said all circuits were busy. And that is the email address that I have that I did email last night with no response.
Sir, just look out for that, for the email with that paperwork. We can't resolve your case until you've completed the paperwork and got the paperwork back to Ms. Duffer about your case.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll set it down for a plea date and we can take your plea over Zoom.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions for me before we let you go?
No, sir.
All right, you are free to go, sir.
Judge, we have position 28.
Mr. Santonio Wright is here. All right, Mr. Wright, want to hear from the solicitor about the charge in your case.
Yes, Your Honor. This is case number 21 CR 000305F. The defendant is charged with public indecency with an offense date of August 21st, 2019. Discovery was filed June 16th, 2021, and I haven't had any contact with the defendant.
All right, Mr. Wright, how would you like to proceed with your case?
Judge, he indicated that he could hear, but he wasn't able to respond. He could hear you guys, but he's unable to speak, and I don't really know why. I don't see where his screen is muted, but he's having issues.
Right, can you type in the message in the chat box, how you want to proceed? Can you type it in the chat box? Mr. Wright, are you able to hear anything that I'm saying to you? All right, Mr. Wright, we're going to have to let you go. I have to reset it. All right.
Judge, I got it incorrect. He couldn't hear anything. He could see, but he couldn't hear anything.
That's probably a technical issue on his end. All right. Do we have anyone else here who's a defendant who has not heard your name called? Right. Hearing none, I think that concludes our business for this morning. See some of you folks back here this afternoon. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.